Every morning I have to walk the dog. Sometimes the walk takes 45 minutes, sometimes the walk takes an hour. I never know exactly how long it's going to take, but I do know this. About 5% of my day, every day, goes to walking the dog.
Sometimes we stop to sniff the drainage ditches. Sometimes we have to stop so that the dog can eat grass. Sometimes we have to stop so the dog can hunt. Sometimes we just stop to smell the flowers. Sometimes we stop to leave our calling card. Mostly, though, we just stroll along and sniff, spending our 45 minutes or our hour walking the 1.8 miles around the block.
When we first got the dog, I was pretty resentful of how much time she took. I didn't like having to walk her every day, having to play with her, having to feed her, having to pay attention to her. Even now, 4 years later, there are days where I feel resentful.
Eventually, I realized it was doing nobody any good, least of all myself, going through life being resentful of the daily dog walks. I mean, the dog's gonna live 10 or 15 years, right? Do I really want to spend 10 or 15 years being resentful every day that I'm walking the dog? I came to understand that what I needed to do was change my frame of reference. Instead of dreading the dog walks or looking at them as an obligation, I instead started to view them as an opportunity to get some exercise, an opportunity to decompress, to disconnect from the internet and just kind of be in nature and enjoy my surroundings, to be in the moment. Most importantly, it was a time for me to connect with my dog and to just observe her behavior and to learn to communicate with her.
What started as something I dreaded has now become something that I actually look forward to. Sure, there are days where I don't want to take the dog for a walk because I've got too much to do or I just don't feel like it. But most of the time, this is the highlight of my day. I really enjoy it. The thing is, though, it didn't start this way. I had to change my frame of reference. I had to change the way I looked at it. So I guess my main message is this. We all have things that we don't enjoy in our lives, things that we have to do. They're chores or obligations. But sometimes it's possible to reframe how we view these chores and obligations. And we can change them from being from things that we dread doing to things that maybe they're not pleasurable, but at least they're not so bad.